The more things change, the more they stay the same. Boundaries shift, new players step in, but power always finds a place to rest its head.
As the commando from Call of Duty Black Ops.
The Modern Warfare 2 M4 clone.
Very famous gun from arguably the best Call of Duty game that ever was made.
The most nostalgic gun review I've ever done.
If you've ever played Modern Warfare 2, go ahead and hit that subscribe.
Same shit, different day.
The healthy human mind doesn't wake up in the morning thinking this is its last day on Earth. But I think that's a luxury, not a curse. To know you're close to the end is a kind of freedom.
You know what they say about revenge? You better be ready to dig 2 graves.
Hey, give me a sweep of that area, see if you can find anything. What the hell? Boys, we gotta move.
Guys, if you have ever played video games in your life, then there is a better than average chance that you recognize the weapon that I'm holding in my hand. This is an incredibly cool opportunity that we have here today, but before we go into this weapon, there's a couple people that we have to thank for making this possible. So we're gonna thank them first, and then we're gonna hop into this. Guys, the first person that we have to thank for this is Reno May. The upper to this build, the Bushmaster M4 with the arms rail, essentially what makes this the M4A1 from Modern Warfare 2 belongs to Reno. He is a friend of the page, and he asked me if I ever wanted to make some content with his M4 to let him know, and he'd send it out here, and sure enough, he sure did. I honestly can't say thank you enough to him for sending this thing out here. It's been an absolute blast and a pleasure to be able to do this kind of stuff with this thing. So Reno, thank you very much, man. If you guys aren't following Reno, go ahead and hit up his links in the comments down below. They're gonna be down there, and just go ahead and show him some appreciation. The second person that we have to thank is Hammy 3D Prints for making this amazing heartbeat sensor, essentially the other thing that is synonymous with Modern Warfare 2. Hammy is also a friend of the page and is actually the first sponsor of the Scout page. So if you guys want to go to his website and use code SCOUT for 10% off anything on the website, go ahead and hit him up and let him know I sent you. He banged this thing out and figured out how to make it work with the M4. And honestly, those two guys, Reno and Hammy, are the reason that this build is what it is today. So this wouldn't be happening without them. Again, huge thank you to those guys. I cannot thank them enough. And with all of that out of the way, guys, let's get in to the M4A1 from Modern Warfare 2.
I've got your roach! Hang on! Thunder 2-1! I've got red smoke in the tree line! Stand by to engage in my mark!
Roger that.
Thunder 2-1! Clear hot!
Roger that, cleared hot. Guns, guns, guns.
Hang in there!
This is Viper 2-6, stand by for rocket attack, over. Roger, coming around, heading 250. Roger, I got him lined up. Gold Eagles on the ground, watch for snipers on thermal, over.
You have the DSM! We got it, sir!
Good. That's one less loose end.
Area is sanitized. All targets destroyed. Solid copy. No movement detected. 2-6 going into holding pattern.
This is the M4A1 from Modern Warfare 2. Full disclosure, this is probably the coolest thing that I've ever held in my hand in terms of firearms. A lot of my gun interests came from that era of what the gun culture was at the time. Modern Warfare, Black Ops, hence the whole channel. But this is, as close as I can get it, an authentic M4A1 recreation from Modern Warfare 2. So we're gonna go top to bottom and just kind of go over how I set this up. It's a little bit different than how Reno had his set up. I've added a lot of things, ones to make it a little bit more like some of the perks in the game, and then a few things just because I thought they were kind of neat. So we're just gonna go into this. Actually, one of my favorite things is this ASR Silencer Co muzzle brake. This is essentially what enables me to mount my Sacred suppressor on here. This is the only suppressor that I have, so all of my stuff gets that mount on it so that I can kind of mount that to any 5.56 rifle that I get. Coming down, we have a Bushmaster upper. So the upper is a complete Bushmaster upper included with the Bushmaster bolt carrier group. 16-inch government profile barrel, if I'm not mistaken. And then that sort of leads us into what the big iconic thing that makes the M4A1 the M4A1, which is the Arms Sur rail. This whole system right here, this handguard and the top rail that goes all the way back, it kind of gives off like a Mark 12 kind of vibe, if you know what I'm talking about, like the tube with the rail on top. And then on the sides, just like in the game, we have the Knight's Armament Picatinny covers. These things are actually really cool. I've never ran anything with them on it, but I am digging them very nicely. It's essentially like a very large quad rail that also enables you to sort of have this continuous mount running across the top of the rifle, mainly because it has that little space room between the handguard and the upper receiver itself. But this is really what makes the M4 from Modern Warfare 2. If you're looking down the sights of this thing, it gives you that iconic kind of swooped circle look on the side right there. Up here is the first thing that's a little bit different than normal. So this is my fake 2, or my fake PEG 2, if you will. It's completely fake. I don't even have batteries in this thing. It's not even Somo gear. I bought it exclusively because it looks good on camera. So you can't run this in multiplayer, and that's sort of the vibe that I was going for, was like, how would I perk this thing out if I had like all the perks unlocked on multiplayer and I could attach Bling Pro like 4 times. But you could run a pack in some of the missions in the campaign, and that's sort of what we kind of went for with this, was sort of everything from the game that you could do to it, we wanted to do to the weapon. So we did run a pack on here just to kind of give some homages to those missions where you get to run some laser devices. Down here we have another fake thing that's still acceptable to be a knockoff, which is the Knight's broom handle grip. It's not a Knight's broom handle grip, it's a Pro Mag. But I wanted to have the vertical grip because I always like having vertical grips on my weapons, both in the game and in real life. Moving back down, we are running the holographic side, or as we all know it today is the EOTech. I went ahead and painted my EXPS2 and tan and mounted it on here for this. One of the cool things about the M4 actually is that it's got like a 2-tone kind of look to it. It's got the black and the tan. On the other side, the bolt release is actually like in the game, like it's got the paint on the top and the bottom of the bolt release, which is something at least I would never do. I think it's kind of funny though. One thing that is not in the game that I ended up doing, because I think it's really cool, is adding these like metal stickers. I see them in gun shops and I see them on machine guns, so I kind of wanted to have them on my own guns because it makes it look more official. Because I don't know, I thought they were kind of cool, so I went ahead and added these little metal stickers. The numbers, you can choose them if you buy them online. So the numbers are the release date of Modern Warfare 2, my birthday, and then the actual serial number, because I don't know, I didn't want to fake the serial number. Down here, I wanted to recreate the mags as close as I could to the game. So the mags in the game, they're just regular like aluminum mags. So we ended up going with some Duramags, and then we wrapped some goon tape around the bottom of them because that's what the game looked like. I also did wrap some goon tape around the handle just because, I don't know, I thought it looked cool. Coming back, we have I didn't go ahead and paint the buffer tube, but I did paint the stock. Moving back here, we have these flip-up sights on the back that if none of the stuff is on top of here and you look down it looks exactly like the game. It's really trippy, but it's really cool. The other thing that you can't do in the game that I did because you do it with a rifle is you just add a sling. This is just some cheapo regular sling that I had lying around, but it was tan, so it fit the gun. Okay, so when Reno offered me the M4, the first thing that popped into my head was, I gotta figure out if anybody has made a heartbeat sensor for rifles. I know it would probably be airsoft, but if I was going to do this video, I had to have a heartbeat sensor. And lo and behold, we have a flip-out heartbeat sensor mounted to the side of the gun. So here's the story about how this happened. I got a buddy of mine on the channel who's also now the sponsor of the channel, Hammy 3D Prints. He does a lot of 3D printing stuff. He does like mag stands, he does like kill flashes, light cover, scope cover, a lot of 3D printing stuff. I'm only like very recently kind of getting my head into the world of 3D printing. I know you can do a lot of cool stuff with it, but I just, it's not been one of the things that I've been interested in until recently. But when this build and this project presented itself, I immediately knew that I was going to try and get a 3D printed heartbeat sensor. So I actually ended up finding some files that resembled the Modern Warfare 2 2009 heartbeat sensor. Those actually had the circle rotation device on the side of it and mounted to Picatinny, which is what mounts in the game. If you know anything about firearms, you can't mount Picatinny to the side of a lower receiver, at least not, I guess, without like super gluing it. So essentially what Hammy did was he took the 3D file that I sent him and he said, okay, we can kind of work with this a little bit. And he essentially built this entire, I guess, chassis mounting system for mounting it to the top of the Picatinny and then going off into a left side right angle and then folding out with a hinge for the heartbeat sensor. Bottom line is, it's stupid freaking cool. It is an absolute trip to be able to look down this rifle and see a heartbeat sensor. It's so cool. I can't describe how cool it is. You have to do it for yourself. Now, there is a little bit of a confession that I have to make, a little bit of movie trickery. I come from the filmmaking world in VFX, so my heartbeat sensor actually doesn't have a working screen. It has a green screen with 3D track points, which is how I'm able to track the heartbeat graphic onto that. So that's the only weird thing, but I do think Hammy's working on some stickers that look exactly like the heartbeat sensor does for future versions of this. The lower is nothing special. I just had a Palmetto State Armory completed lower lying around, took it out back, spray painted it tan, bada bing, bada boom. Now you have your lower for your Modern Warfare 2 M4. The one thing that I did also add that's not on here is I did add a bad lever. That's sort of my way of doing sleight of hand. Even though I am nowhere near as fast as sleight of hand, I think I'm slower than the actual reload animation in the game. And I recently replayed that, and that is slow as hell. So yeah, not doing many perks. Those perks aren't really doing me any favors. Guys, this rifle is like insanely cool. It's such, I can't say this enough, but seriously, thank you, Reno and Hammy and everybody who came out to make this video, this rifle, this entire process possible. This is an absolute blast that I have had working on this, editing, putting this thing together, figuring out how everything's going to work. In my humble opinion, this is an art piece. This is something that a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into, and it's special for those reasons. Not just because it resembles something that we all sort of have this history with, but because it took more than one person to make this happen. So that's sort of one of the few reasons why this in particular rifle is very special to me in this configuration. You've got Reno's upper, you've got my lower, you've got some of my parts, you've got Hammy's 3D, and then you've got all of this sort of filmmaker artistic vision that's sort of been dumped into it. It's just insanely cool to me. I have no other words other than thank you to everybody who helped make this possible.
Steady! Back out! Back out!
You know what they say about revenge? You'd better be ready to dig 2 graves. Five years ago, I lost 30,000 men in the blink of an eye. And the world just fucking watched. Tomorrow, there will be no shortage of volunteers, no shortage of patriots. I know you understand.
Guys, by far to date, this has been the most ambitious video that I've pursued, not just in this page, but honestly in quite some time. I'm a videographer and an editor is my day job, and this project from the collaboration between Reno and I, for him sending it out here, for the work that Hammy did on the heartbeat sensor, to everybody coming up and helping with this video, it's been really getting into this community, interacting with everybody, interacting with all of you. It's been the highlight of my year. I can't stress that enough, how grateful I am for the friends that I've made, for the interactions that I've had, and the success, even though it's very, very small, but the success this page has had, and how many people seem to really get an enjoyment out of this kind of stuff. It's really brought that sense of creativity back into my life, and a willingness and a want to pursue those sort of creative ideas in things like this, in building out something from our childhood, something that, you know, when you see it, it takes you back to those days where you were like, man, we just went and we had fun, and we just, you know, back before things got a little too real. For us, and that's what this represents to me. That's what this represents for this page, is that this is a collaboration, like movies are collaborations. It doesn't take just one person to make a movie. It takes a team, everybody working together to create something that everybody can be proud of, and I'm proud of this. I'm proud of this video. I'm proud of this build, and it's been so much fun to do this and really to share it with you guys. And I can't say anything else except thank you. I seriously mean that from the bottom of my heart. So I guess that's gonna be it for me. I've got nothing else, and I hope to do more of these, and I hope to make more videos like this. So if you like that, stick around. I'd love to have you. Thank you all so much for everything, and I'll see y'all next time.